Every day, chat and chart live during the New York session. Here, real traders share the raw truth, their mindset, technical analysis, and execution. This is where real traders show their skill set. Welcome to Tradin TV. This is your stage to shine.
Hello. How is everyone doing? Hope everyone is doing amazing. God damn, it's already getting hot in this room. My God. How's everyone doing? How's everyone week been? Today you get me on a Friday. You either get me in the beginning of the week or end of the week. So, how was your week? Usually in the beginning of the week, a couple of people say that they've traded, but now I know most of you have traded. So, how was your week? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it positive? Was it negative? Let me know. Okay, we have some positives, some good. So, my week was good already. I'm up 1.5 R for the week. I can share my screen and show you everything. Let me share my screen. I'm gonna do this. Boom. Okay. So, pretty, like it hasn't been the cleanest week. We did have CPI today. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Sorry, not today, yesterday. Oh, oh my God. My brain is farting. I am sorry. So we had CPI yesterday. Market came all the way back up. We started forming bullish order flow. I entered in a trade. Personally, I was targeting the highs. I think that it's very likely that the market goes for the highs today. Very mega likely that we're going for the highs. But I was able to lock in 1 R yesterday. Then on the other day, minus 0.5. On the previous day, minus 0.13. So this was a break even. Then 1.33 R. And this was on the other week. Yeah, this was on the other week. But overall, structure has been very clean. So I can't complain in general about the structure. So on EU, market it's been clean, but it's just been going to target and then pulling back. So I said this in the community yesterday actually. I pointed it out in the community. Let me even see if I can bring it here. So let me do this. I'm going to share something with you that I don't usually share. So because a lot of people they struggle through these conditions, and then we'll talk about gold, because again, I know that a lot of you like to trade gold. We're going to talk about gold and how people are unprofitable or profitable on gold over these usual days. So what we are going to do, give me 1 second and do this and this. Okay, so what we are going to do, first I'm going to talk about EU and NQ and how it's basically treating everyone. Over the last weeks, this is what I said yesterday. So yesterday at 10 p.m., basically at market close. Over the last few weeks, what's been making money is taking profits. Letting trades run has been tricky as the moves happen after further manipulation. This is an important part. This is why you've seen me taking profits and moving my stops. For example, on NQ, I moved my stops yesterday to 1 R. Yes, we've been having a lower R, but our goal is consistency. Probably a lot of you have been getting a lot of break evens. So if you are watching this, maybe you've been getting a lot of break evens. So over the last 3 weeks, it would be great if you just studied the daily targets. When the market moves aggressively bullish, we'll take bigger trades. We'll go back to taking bigger trades. Hope you're using this as a learning experience. If you check this channel, I always break the trades down, because I always mention every single trade that I enter on. So right now, as you can see from NQ, we've been having bullish days, but if you see, usually those bullish days, like what looks bullish on the daily, simply is the market moving up at the end of the day, while during the day we have range. Now, let's talk about gold, because I know a lot of you like to look at gold. This is why direction is so key. Ever since, I think it was on this specific day. If you check my live stream with Tradin, right? My live stream with Tradin on the 25th of August. Someone asked me, "Hey Kimmel, what would you do here now?" And I said, well, in these situations, I would only long, right? So I would not trade, but if I was to do something, I would long. And this is why the understanding of market structure is so important, because you can see that the market has just been moving higher, finding a low, moving higher, finding a new low, moving higher, finding a new low, moving higher. And a lot of people, they got caught right here. I know, by the way, I know of people that are shorting gold ever since May, meaning, ever since like March from the 2800s. That is insane, because they don't understand market structure and you just want to get this low. Like, just like there comes points where us as traders, we have to understand when not to trade. Like, when not to trade is such an important part of trading. And so if you keep trading a market that is untradeable, you're going to keep taking losses. And so that's why a lot of the things that I do and that I teach are about when not to trade, right? So with that, I am not looking for shorts on gold. Do I think that it's going to move lower? Probably. It's probably not going to stay here. But, well, we have to take our time. We show that the market is, wait for the market to show you that it's moving lower before going for the shorts. Like, how many people do you see that they start entering in the shorts as the market is moving higher? Like, you need to enter on the shorts when the market is showing you that it wants to move lower. And then, first of all, exit the short-term trends always. Like, always take profits here. And then once the market shows you that it's back to external structure, this is where you let the trades run. So right now we're not seeing that. On NQ, again, obviously you can let trades run on NQ, but if you really look at it, all my trades, so took profits right here, would have been a loss if I let it run. This small, like minus 0.13, would have been a full loss. Here, minus 0.5 would have been a full loss. Here, 1R would have been probably full take profit. Who knows? If it comes all the way up here, which it likely will, it would have been a full take profit. But I would have to hold so much longer when I can just position myself today. Does that make sense? So, like, everyone that calls for shorts on gold, they're usually just wrong. So, like, by the way, I'm gonna tell you this. It's very important that you get ready for this. There's going to be a day where gold really, really is going to move down, right? There's going to be a day where gold, again, I know I'm talking with a lot of gold traders. I know a lot of you love to trade gold. There's going to be a day where gold is going to move down. I don't know. It might move down like 5% or 2.5%, $100. There's going to be traders that are going to be flexing. I'm already getting you ready for it. They're going to be flexing on the fact that oh my God, I caught the high on gold. I am so good. What they don't show you is the loss that they took here, 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 here. And now they finally caught it and they're like, yeah, I did it. I've been trading for 6 years. I've seen a lot of that. A lot of people that like trade the 1 minute and trade with mega small stops, and they're mega profitable. And then after a couple of years, they're trading the 15 minute. And I'm like, Sure, buddy. You were so profitable on the 1 minute that you decided to go to the 15 minute. I absolutely love it. Waiting for the rate cut is the real move. I would agree. So let me quickly share Forex Factory. So next week we have, if we just put the dollar on here, we already had none and USD. So we have FOMC statement, federal funds rate, and press conference on Wednesday, 17th of September. This is where I do think that the real moves are finally going to happen. So if we go back to something like NQ, for example, all the big moves end up like the trend usually continues when the market knows what it's doing. Because if we do federal, no, rate cuts projection. Yeah, this. The market moves a lot on interest rates. And so this is actually pretty important for you to understand. The Fed watch, the latest probabilities of the FOMC rate moves. A big reason as to why the market moves a lot when, for example, if a CPI would have come in mega hot, the market would have completely acted differently than it did yesterday. Because the market is always trying to price in if we're going to not get a rate cut, if we're going to have a rate cut, or if we're going to have a rate increase. So that's why, by the way, you see the market moving so much when Powell just says, hey, we're decreasing rates. Like that's why the market moves so much on those sort of news. But right now, look, on EU, we've been in a big range. On gold, show USD. Let's go back to gold. And do let me know if you have any questions in the chat. I'll be reading them very, very soon. Like we were in a very, very large range on gold. And then understanding that we're failing to break the lows just shows you that the strength on gold is still there. And once we have this breakout, this is a very, very clean trade. I do have a couple of friends that did enter in that trade. Personally, I didn't. I don't really look at gold that much, right? And now on EU is just, well, there isn't much to show. So the red folder news on EU and on Euro and GBP affect NQ. They can affect it a little bit, but not at all. They can affect it just a tiny bit, but America is on its own. Like the dollar ones are the ones that matter. Yeah, there's so many people selling on gold, Moyo. You would be shocked. Being in good profit and then going back to break even is a really bad experience. Well, it's a bad experience depending on how you see it. Like we've talked about this on the last live stream, which is that emotion just equals reality minus expectation. Right? So emotion equals reality minus expectation. So if you really think about it, what happened when you were running good profits is that you thought your expectation was, oh, yeah, this is a winning trade. Great. I'm in good profits. This money is mine. And then what did the market do? Well, reality is that you got it out. Like it didn't happen. So with that, the only thing you have to do when you're running a position, I want you to reduce your expectations from, hey, I've taken this trade, it's running profits, from these profits are mine into, no, actually, I haven't locked it in, so it doesn't really matter. Let's talk about crypto. Crypto is very, very interesting. I've made very great profits on crypto. What? Tá bem? So let's go BTC. But the problem with crypto, it acts very similar to gold, in which you have to pick the right times to actually execute on the market. So for example, look at ETH. When did ETH move? ETH moves when it has huge sweeps of liquidity. Look at this. Range, huge sweep of liquidity, market shift, and it goes. Right? Same thing with gold. But gold, while everyone is waiting for the sweep simply doesn't happen. So more questions. Let's see. Oh my God. Yeah. The fact people say that 90% of traders lose and it's because of trading psychology is literally the biggest lie. It's simply not true at all. I can tell you that it's not true. Like I've been trading for 6 years. Everything comes down to two things. One, discipline. Two, buy just that one. Faz isso. So, let's see. Why would I trade ETH? What the fuck? Oh my God. Like I literally just told you everything you need to know about ETH. This is untradeable. Look, big sweep, market finally moves. Big sweep, market finally moves. Like you're all just trying to get this low, not understanding that there's going to be a big sweep and then the market moves. But what's the problem? Every single trader, once this sweep happens, is fully afraid. Oh, what if this doesn't play out? Well, what if? It doesn't really matter. It's like, just trade the plan. Wait for the sweep, wait for the market shift, and enter. It's as simple as that. And I'm not gonna I'm not trading a market just because people are asking me to trade a market. I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything. I would go crazy. Let's look at FX. Like FX it's looking prone to move higher. It looks very similar to gold during that big range where it's just continuously forming highs. Highs. So with that, I'm not really too interested in trying to be able to call a high on EU. I would rather see where the low is going to be and then place myself on the longs. Right? Like I look at this daily and I know that JadeCap does the same thing. He looks at this on the daily just as myself. We try to position ourselves in the right area on the daily chart. Mm-hmm. Then we try to position ourselves in the right area on the daily chart. And then if it works out, then perfect. If not, well, probably you just get swept out and the market moves in your direction again. You have to understand, direction is king. If you don't understand direction, you will not become a profitable trader. I can tell you that. So, is it okay to trade futures in London session? Well, let me ask you. Let me try to make a comparison. Is it okay to wear a wetsuit when you're going to the gym? Of course. Is it optimal? No. But you can. It's not optimal, but you can. So, like, that's what I would compare it to be honest. Yeah, a lot of people trade the monthly candle too. Can you tell more about the engulfing candles? Very, very good question. Very, very good question. Engulfing candles are my favorite candle in the world because when I see an engulfing, I already know that something big is about to happen. And when I mean engulfing, by the way, a lot of people think that engulfing means, oh yeah, oh my god, it has to completely engulf the whole move. No, when I see this, I'm already looking for longs, right? Nothing else. I'm already looking for longs and I'm never looking for shorts anymore. NQ, same exact thing. When I see this, I already know the low of the market is in. And I'm on record saying that this is the low of the market. Same thing here. I'm on record saying that this is the low of the market. I'm on record saying this is the low of the market, this is the low of the market, and that this is the low of the market. And even that these two are very likely lows. While everyone was calling for the market to move lower, I was like, it doesn't look like it. So, like engulfing candles to me are usually the higher the time frame, and this is on anything, the higher the time frame, the higher the likelihood of them staying and being respected. If we go even on, let's see, ETH. Let's go back to ETH. Same thing with engulfing candles here. It's like I don't really look at this because these are tiny candles compared to, for example, this big candle. But once this engulfed, I would say the low is in. Here, engulfs too. The low is in. Here, completely engulfs everything. The low is in. Like, if you really think the market is going to do this and then fully reject, I don't think. You just have to understand that this doesn't happen just because. There's a reason as to why let's see, this range has been a 80 handle range, $80 range, and this was a $400 move. So 5x the move. This doesn't happen just because. There's always a reason. So altcoins are the exact same thing. I don't know. I genuinely believe that a lot of traders, you just find them you just try to look for the most volatile thing. And that's literally the reason why you are unprofitable. It's like, why are you looking for, if you're trading crypto, you probably should be trading ETH and Bitcoin because they're the ones with the most amount of liquidity. Like if you're trading FX, you probably should be trading EU, GU, a major pair. If you're trading commodities, you probably should be trading gold. So let's see. It took me 3 years to become profitable. 3 long years, my friend. 3 very long years. Well, no, not really. I always loved it, so. Another question is the engulfing candle regarded as a single candle? It can be multiple candles. If the market structure is bullish and there are multiple bullish fair value gaps, how should we decide which one to enter from? You enter with the one closest to price at this point. So, and the reason why is because if the market is that bullish, right? So let's look at this. Engulfing candle, right? Beautiful engulfing candle. Let's go down to the 15-minute. How many fair value gaps are probably here? Well, in this case, not many. But the market isn't going to go all the way down to fill all of these inefficiencies before moving higher. It's going to go to the closest one, and then it's going to move. So, do this. Sure. You can go. So to me, if the market is bullish, I enter on the most bullish area. Like on the most bullish fair value gap. And that fair value gap is not going to be all the way down there. Right? Like let's look at NQ. Like it doesn't come down. Like look, this fair value gap is not filled, but this fair value gap is filled, right? This fair value gap is filled. Same thing, like when there's a big push, the market isn't going to fill this fair value gap down here. It fills the closest one and continues going. Because if it comes all the way back down, probably isn't that as bullish as we thought. So Alex, I am fully ignoring you for the rest of the stream, just so you know. Like, don't be entitled. What's up, Esteban? Still losing after 3.5 years. Took me 3 years. Like, this is the thing. I will stand by this until I ever stop trading. The reason why you are unprofitable is because you haven't learned to focus on the right things that will make you profitable. Now you might be like, okay, Kimmel, what are those right things? The right things are direction. Like once you understand that you will become profitable, once you focus on direction, there you go, you've done it. So a lot of traders, the reason why you're unprofitable is because you're focusing on the right things. For example, can you share me a swing trade on crypto? That is literally focusing on the right things. The wrong things. That is literally the definition. I'm sorry, but it's true. If you were to focus on the right things, such as how can I forecast the right direction, which also includes how can I forecast when I won't trade, you would be profitable. I'm just saying. So when 9:30 a.m. opens, taking trades and getting stopped. So why would you take trades at 9:30 a.m. when the market is most volatile? What sense does that make? Like you are like some of you are setting yourself up for failure with the things that you do and with your focuses. So like, do you know any mathematics? This is the thing. I'm gonna say it. The quality of your answers will come from the quality of your questions. 100%. Do you know any mathematical strategy? Literally every single strategy. I know what you mean, but the question is wrong. Do you know any mathematical strategies? Yes, my strategy is literally mathematically profitable. All strategies have to be mathematically profitable. Now, I know that what you're saying is, oh, is there anything I can fucking algo? What about you go to the charts, you find something that you believe that is consistently profitable, you code it and you test it. Like automating a strategy is the easiest thing in the world. It's the easiest thing in the world. Because you can literally within one day, you can test if it's profitable for the last 5 years, 10 years. You're literally just running code. So we're back at the fair value gap right here. The market is looking like we're just back into this range. This is why this is a take profit market. So let's see. GU looking more bullish than EU, but still looking bearish. DXY. Yes, well, today, the coach inside of the community, inside of Funded Trading Blueprint, he actually had a very good point, which is the reason why so many traders fail is because they're trying to forecast where this high is going to be. It's going to be from here. It's going to be from here. It's going to be from here. It's going to, like, everyone does the same. Again, on gold, we've had people right here saying that gold is going to move lower. And it's like, yeah, but where from? From here? From here? Like, you don't know. So what are you doing? So what strategy do you use to pass the funded account? The same one I used to get 2.4 payouts every single week. No worries, Emmanuel. You said direction is everything. How does one determine direction? Good question. So I want to hear first from all of you in the chat. I want to first hear from all of you in the chat. Are you day traders or are you swing traders? Let me know in the chat if you are a day trader or if you are a swing trader. I think backtesting is overrated. Code Kimmel, K-I, well, you can see it from my name, gets you always the best discount code on funding ticks, by the way. Day trader, day trader. Day. Both, sure, of course. Day trader. Okay, so I'm talking to day traders. So, if you want to know the real sauce, it's coming now. The real sauce is what I'm going to tell you right now. Day trader, day. Gold. You gotta be kidding me. Day trader. Okay. So this is the real sauce. If I show you this chart right here, are you going to forecast that we are going to go lower or that we are going to go higher? Like, are we going to the highs or are we going to the lows? This is a trick question because this doesn't matter if we're going for this high or for this low. Because 99% of you that are day traders, it doesn't matter. What matters is where the market is going tomorrow. What matters is that the market tomorrow is going to move bullish, and that the other day is going to move bullish, and that the other day it's going to move bullish, and that the other day is going to move bullish. Oh no, I was wrong. Well, yeah, but you have been right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and you were wrong once. I would say that those are pretty good statistics. The market is moving bullish. Oh, I'm right again. Oh, I'm right again. Oh, I'm wrong. Well, actually, you were right for some time. So one, two, three, two out of three, you are right. Bullish. Oh, there you go. Oh, I was wrong. And then you just stop trading when you don't know. When the market starts ranging, that's when you don't know. On NQ, every single time the market showed bearishness, I wasn't entering. Every single time the market was showing bullishness, I was entering. Why is that? Because the market is showing bullish price action. So therefore, I only care about where the market is going today, which I believe is going to be to all-time high, and I'm going to trade towards all-time high. And number two is where is it going to go to? On gold, obviously, if we're at all-time high, you don't have a level to get off of, but then you just focus on risk to reward then. It's as simple as that. So if you want, like, you define direction on the daily chart, but you don't think, oh yeah, the market is going to go down here. I don't care if the market goes down here. I care what it's going to do today. Is it going to move bullish? Is it going to move bearish? That's everything that matters. Nothing else. Does that make sense? And then it's like, come on. I will show you this chart. And this is the question for all of you. I show you this. If you had to bet on where the market is going to go today, would you say bullish or bearish? So do 1 for bullish, 2 for bearish in the chat. 1 for bullish, 2 for bearish. And this is the problem. A lot of traders, they try to find out what's going to happen in the next 2 weeks instead of finding out what is going to happen today. When today is the only thing that matters if you are a day trader. So 1 for bullish, 2 for bearish. One person said 2. 2 people said 2. So can you see how you're literally so confident that the market is going to move bullish? Everyone basically is saying 1. Everyone is basically saying that it's going to move bullish. So this would be your goal for today. We've already defined where the market is going to go. It's going to go up. That's what we've defined. So what's the next question? The next question is, where will we move from? The next question is, where are we going to react from to move bullish? Kimmel, where can I look for my entry then? Well, this is when you go, you look for your higher time frame PD array. In this case, for myself, it would be this order block. We're at the extreme. This is what this is. And so I want to see the market going from where it's at right now to all-time high. We can go down to the 15-minute and do the same exercise. We have this order block, and then you expect the market to react bullish from here. So technically speaking, we already have the manipulation that I'm looking for. So I'm just waiting for the market to move towards all-time high. But notice how basically everyone said 1. Literally everyone said 1. Oh shit, sorry. So now you go into the lower time frame. Sorry that I wasn't sharing. Now you go into the lower time frames. let's say 1 hour. You identify the order block. Look, there's the order block right here. Let's remove this. That's important, but not as important as just understanding this right now. Look, listen, yesterday, guys. Yesterday on my Discord, I was like, this is my area of interest. This is where I want to see the market reacting bullish from. And boom, there you go. Yes, I had a little bit more drawdown, but does that really matter? It's like, oh no, it came to 60% drawdown. I don't care, right? So now that we've identified the higher time frame PDA, we can go to the 15-minute too. We have the order block right here, and we have the order block right here. So how would I use these two? This is important. If anyone from Funded Trading Blueprint is watching this is actually quite important. The reason why, in this specific case, I would have the two scenarios of forecasting manipulation and not forecasting manipulation at market open is because on the 1 hour, the manipulation that I want to see done is already done. So the market can move whatever it wants now. But if you go to the 15-minute, there's still an area that we can manipulate towards. So this is what I would be looking for if we manipulate. But if we don't manipulate, I'll still execute today, right? So that's that on NQ and direction. So notice how everyone was so confident on direction. Why are you trading anything else? When I say 60% drawdown, by the way, it's 60% of the position. Like, thank you, chat. I can't see the chat while I'm doing the sharing. That's why it took me a little bit longer. How do you adapt when your edge stops working in current market conditions? My edge never stops working because my edge is my adaptability. So my edge never stops working. I say that with confidence. I say that very, very confidently. That's why this week and over the last 3 weeks, we've been on a nice profit streak. And I always say this, by the way. I've been on very good profits, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. There's going to be a time where I'm going to have a losing streak. And I always tell everyone in my community, guys, don't praise me now because I'm having a very good strike rate. There's going to be a time where there's going to be a losing streak. And I also don't want you to judge me when I have the losing streak. It's as simple as that. Because everyone, like, the reason why, like, a lot of people don't understand that a winning trade, like this trade, let me see, this trade and this trade were the exact same thing, two different outcomes. This one was a loss, this one was a win. 1.3 R minus 1. So total profit 0.3. There you go. Oh yeah, but you took a loss. I don't care. Mistakes that people do in market maker models? Also a good question. So it's pretty simple. It's everything we've talked about right now. The problem that the reason why people fail at market maker models is because they think this is the low, and then they think this is the low, and then they think this is the low, and then they think this is the low. Oh my God, I am right. When in reality, I'm just waiting for this to show me where the low is, and then I enter when it shows me that it's bullish. Like the biggest mistake that people face with market maker models is they don't wait for the buy side of the curve. That's it. People don't wait for the buy side of the curve. and therefore they lose. That's literally it. The main problem that people have with market maker models. That's it. Which literally goes in line with everything I've said over the whole time. Here. What's the difference between adaptability and just being inconsistent? Adaptability means you have a framework and you are able to apply that framework in different conditions. While inconsistent is applying different frameworks in different conditions. I always apply the same framework. Usually what changes is, do I have larger or tighter stops? Do I have larger or tighter take profits? Do I manage or not manage as aggressively? I use market maker models, but it reverses when it reaches 70% of the target. Have you thought about taking profits at 70% of the target? It's literally internal range liquidity. Yeah, the next issue is that people how many people have been targeting all-time high on NASDAQ, which is almost there. But how many people are targeting all-time high on NASDAQ and therefore they've been losing all the time? You're targeting huge liquidity. Stop. Just target internal range liquidity and you'll profit. All of my trades are targeting internal range. Here, I was so close. I was so close to taking profits all the way up here. But I thought, nah, I already said on the Discord that I'm going to take profits either when it reaches take profit or 1 hour. I was about to take profits there because I was like, wait, I'm not targeting all-time high. So I'm targeting below. So that's 1.65. And it was currently running at 1.33. And I was like, I might just take it now. But I ended up not taking it. So it was 1 hour. But for example, right here, the reason why you fail at market maker models is because you're targeting the high. Stop targeting the high. Or here. The reason why you fail at market maker models is because you're trying to target not this high, the swing high. Look, the swing high only reached the next day after you were manipulated. Stop targeting the high. Start targeting internal highs. And then you'll profit. Look at where I exited. I exited at internal highs. How do you manage a funded account in drawdown? The same way I manage a funded account in profit. Nothing changes when you are in drawdown. Nothing. No, ES is very likely not taking out London low. Yeah. Everyone that is waiting for the sweep, they always stay waiting for a sweep. SNTs don't matter. I have the skill, but I lack capital. Lacking capital is not an excuse anymore when you have things like funding pips, things like funding ticks, things like prop firms. It is not. No one lacks capital anymore. And if you lack capital for a $80 challenge in funding ticks, which you can get with code Kimmel, you maybe need to get a job. If you don't have $80, what do you expect to make from trading? You need money to make money. You don't need a lot of money to make a lot of money, but you need money to make trading. It took me 3 years to become profitable. And what would your current self tell you when you started? Focus on direction. That is literally, I will say this forever. Focus on direction. That is the number one thing in trading. If you are able to forecast where the market is going every single day, which includes the days where you say I don't know, you'll be profitable. Because I don't know is just don't trade. No, I don't aim for fixed risk to rewards. I aim for, like, I only care about price action. And by the way, the people that have problems with bias, excuse my French, are people that have their head up their ass. It's because you really want to be that guy that forecasts when the market is going to reverse. Guess what? A market like gold, a market like NQ, it doesn't really reverse. Well, obviously it does, but like, look. Let's do the same exercise. Same exercise as before. And I will tell you my real answer. So, you can pick between 1, which is the market is bullish. 2, where's today going to go on this specific screenshot that I'm showing you? 1, bullish. 2, bearish. 3, I don't know, I don't want to trade it. So 1 bullish, 2 bearish, 3 I don't know. No, I will still trade if we hit all-time high. Okay, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Bullish. 2, 1, 3. Okay. So this is my reading from this chart when I was forecasting this. This is all on video. All on video. What I said was, guys, I think the market is moving lower. But it's a ticking time bomb until the market moves higher. So therefore, I don't really want to execute. Because if I had to bet, I think it's going to go down. But if I have to look at structure, at any point it can go long. So I don't really know. It can go, let me go to this chart. It's going to be easier to explain. Do this. So it can go all the way down. It can go up from here. We are already at the order block. It can go down towards this order block and then move higher. It can sweep this low and move higher. It can just move higher from here. I don't know. So I didn't trade until, and by the way, we forecasted these shorts. And I said, if you want to short, you can short. And then look, ticking time bomb, we finally exploded up. And then I had a 100% strike rate week. Why? Bullish, 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 bullish. I literally forecasted that. And then market moved bearish. I didn't execute on here. And here I still won. The market moved bearish at the end of the day. I still won. Why? Because direction played out. Look, boom. 1.9 R, 0, 1.5, 1. So when you don't know where the market is going, or when it's supposed to go against overall structure, you just don't trade. So let's imagine, because I know a lot of you, once again, I know a lot of you trade gold here. If you think gold is moving down, why would you trade it? Just don't trade it then if it's going to move down. What do you mean if it's going to move down? Look, you're fighting against this. You fight, you're fighting against a 10% move to the upside. That's what you're fighting against. A 10% move to the upside. You lose if you're always trying to forecast where the high and the low are going to be. Just let the market do something without you being there. That was my biggest issue, by the way, back then, was I wasn't able to see the market moving and me not being involved. And now, if the market moves to all-time high before the market open, I don't really care. It was exactly what I forecasted, but I don't care. Look, we're reacting out of the exact order block we mentioned. Do I care? No. My window to trade isn't even there yet. Sniper stop. So it's all about, if you focus on the right things and if you stop making mistakes, you will become profitable. Yeah, let's go over EU again. Let's do this. You guys tell me what market you want me to go over, and I will tell you bullish, bearish, or I wouldn't trade it. Sounds good? Let's do that. So EU, personally bullish, but I would now wait, now that we've hit the fair value gap again on the daily. If we start seeing bullishness from here, it would be good to move to the upside. Personally, I think EU is just a ticking time bomb until it moves higher. Talking about that, I should pay my team now. I think at any point it'll move to 1.18. Which means if my team is watching, that you're getting once again a 1% raise. My team this year has already received a 14% raise. So EU, if I had to take a trade, I would go for the longs, but I would wait for lower time frame confirmation. Gold, we've talked about gold. If I had to do something, I would long, but I'm not doing anything on gold because I don't know when the pullback is going to happen. US 30 and me, we are enemies. US 30 bullish, obviously. Kiwi dollar. I haven't looked at Kiwi dollar in a long time. God damn, did I just spit on my mic? Kiwi dollar. Huge sweep of the low. Kiwi dollar, I would rather say it's tough because we've swept big liquidity, right? We've come for the order block, and now we're starting to form bullish order flow. So if I had to take a trade to hold for 2 weeks, I would enter in the longs like this. Um, but it's not the again. If I had to take a trade, I would definitely long. But I'm not taking a trade. Obviously, I don't trade Kiwi dollar. Gold. I've talked about the oil. What is the CL? On oil, what would I do? Goddamn, oil is in an even bigger range than um. Goddamn, that is insane. I wouldn't trade oil at all. I think trading oil is a horrible idea now. EU already mentioned. GU. GU longs. Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I would rather not trade just because we're in a big range. We can come back down before we move higher. But if I'm looking at NQ and NQ is bullish, probably just long Bitcoin too. Not something I would do though. If I see that you spam, I'm not gonna see it. I'm literally reading every comment. Again, wouldn't trade. So yeah, there you go. There's quite a few. And you can see the ones that are clear. Listen, if direction is clear, you should open the chart and it just slaps you in the face. It's like, oh yeah, it's moving higher for sure. Like, look at NQ. It's like so stupidly obvious where it's going. And people are still like, oh, no, it's going to move down. It's going to move to these lows right here. No, it's not. Maybe it will, but not today. So I don't care. One 50K account or two 25K accounts? Depends on funding pips. With code Kimmel, I would do 2 times 25. On funding ticks, I would do 1 times 50. No, I will not trade EU today. A week, usually, I take about 1 trade a day. Natty gains, I could care less about what you miss, with all due respect to you. What higher time frame PD arrays do you trade most and why? Someone misclicked. But great YouTube videos posted by Kimmel. Yeah, hey, we've been crushing it there in terms of videos. And I find it funny how people sometimes think that I'm not humble. Well, no, I would never. Yeah, I'm not. Fuck it. Just say it. See, like everyone is now asking for an entry on NASDAQ. We are still 24 minutes away from market open. What are you doing looking for entries? That's why you're unprofitable. That's literally why you are stuck in unprofitability. That's literally why. And then you're like, oh, it's my trading psychology. No, you're doing the wrong things consistently. That's why you're unprofitable. What are the wrong things? Focusing on the wrong things, meaning, for example, not understanding direction, focusing on the wrong time, focusing on the wrong pairs, all of those things. Like, I've had people asking me about altcoins. What do you mean altcoins? Especially with prop firms, it's like you don't even have the option of trading crazy altcoins. I am not in Dubai anymore. That's a good one, Ricardo. I'm trading for 3 years and 4 months and I'm break even. What do I need to do? Look at your journal. Do you have a journal? Probably not. Look at your journal. Look at all the trades that you've entered. Remove all the dumb mistakes that you've made and you're likely profitable. Now stop doing those mistakes in the live market. And obviously stop spamming in people's chats. No, I don't enter before 9:30. Yeah, I'm here for 37 extra minutes. But I'm here about 1 more hour. What higher time frame PDOAs do you trade most and why? Order blocks and fair value gaps. That's it. Let's see. Yeah, we're just going to all-time high. There's nothing else for the market to react from. So we're probably just going to all-time high. So let's see if we get an entry. That's gonna be pretty interesting. So let's do this. Boom. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. And this is right. Okay. So let's talk about what I am looking for in the market today. We've gone for the highs, we've come back, and this left a beautiful 1 hour order block. We've just closed on the 1 hour. Well, we closed 10 minutes ago. There's two possibilities. One, the whole manipulation has already happened in which I would expect the market to just move to all-time high. And if that's the case, and we're still looking for a trade, what would we be looking for? The same thing as every other day, which is market pulling back, manipulating towards a 5-minute or 15-minute fair value gap, forming bullish order flow, and then we enter, right? Or the market opens up, it manipulates, and it comes back towards the order block. It doesn't have to even sweep this low. It comes back towards this order block, and then I would be looking for, once again, bullishness, and then I would execute. This is the type of day where I don't think that there's many other targets that would make the market react. I think we're just going to all-time high, right? And the levels that we got off of yesterday were beautiful. It just didn't go to all-time high. So we had very, very large range, but everything would still have worked out. So we manipulated all the way down, started forming the bullish order flow, moved higher, swept the high, pulled back towards the higher time frame PDRA, as you guys know that we talk about this all the time. What's the sweep? The sweep is a catalyst for a pullback. What's the pullback? It's just the market going towards a higher time frame PDRA or to a bullish PDRA once it hits a bearish one. Then we moved higher. So we're pretty much going to all-time high. Now the question is, are we going lower before we go higher? If so, by the way, I would love to see that happening within the first, let's see, within the first 15 minutes of the market, meaning quick move lower and then quick move higher. Why? Because then even this order block would be respected. Because let's say we move lower and we close on the 15-minute down here. Now we have a sweep of the high market shift, and this is going to be a possibility of the market moving lower. So it's going to be tougher to trade if we close below. And if we do, I'm going to wait for a 5-minute reversal. But let's say that the market just comes lower and quickly reverses, then I'll just be looking for longs. So that's what I'm looking for. And as I said before, if the market just moves higher, I'll be waiting for 15-minute manipulation and then bullishness. So that's it. Is it possible to turn $100 to $5,000 in 1 month? Well, what do you think? What do you seriously think? Like if you watch Alex G, you think so. So it's possible if you own the broker. I review losing trades the same way I review winning trades. I find it funny when like everyone I was looking at my comment section last Friday. It was just so funny with everyone like, yeah, it's thank God it's Friday. Oh, where was it? Here. Yeah, it's thank God it's Friday. I seriously hope that today just moves bullish. Like, guys, believe me, if today just moves bullish, I'm gonna talk so much crap on the YouTube video. I can guarantee you that already. It's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be amazing. I'm so excited to do so. So yeah, again, flipping an account from 5,000 to 10 to 0. No. Yeah, the other way around is very possible. See? Do you have a payout? I have already received 2 payouts from funding ticks, which obviously, by the way, with code Kimmel, you get the best discount code. Abakar, I am not answering, by the way. Don't be entitled. That's all I'll say. This is just looking beautiful. Let me set up my accounts. Is it like now? I would just wait for the market to show you the bullishness, and that's when you can think about entering. Because like right now, you're still trying to call this low. Do I think that the low is in? Possibly. But I would wait for confirmation before entering in anything. That's like I literally the same way I approach one thing is how I approach everything. Like it's so obvious that I don't care if what market I'm trading. You can give me any random market, I can trade it and I can be profitable with it. I have no questions about it. I know for a fact that that's real. That's true. So news at 10 a.m. Let's go to today. Today is gonna be the day. Yeah, consumer sentiment doesn't move a lot, but it definitely can move. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do without you now. Yeah, so now it's just waiting for market open. Then at market open, we're likely going to move down and then quickly back up. That's what I would say. How would you structure your payouts? Anytime I get a payout, I can get a payout. I just get the payout. And I take whatever amount I can take. No, I'm not explaining you again. ES definitely looking more bullish right now than NQ. I'm still going to trade NQ, but it's quite funny seeing just ES moving higher. And the worst part, it's 2.7% up from the day that I bought it on my stock portfolio. And on my stock portfolio, I'm only up. On my stock portfolio, I'm only up 1%. Literally cuts half of my profits. That is insane. That is wild. But yeah, definitely looking more bullish than NQ. But I'm going to trade NQ. I just love NQ. No. But I don't know. This is where I expect the market to move to when we open. When we indeed open right here. So let's see. We have 8 minutes until market open. If you have no targets, you target a specific R. That's the thing. That's what people don't understand. It's like if you have no targets, you adapt. Like you have to learn to adapt as a trader. If you don't adapt, you will be left behind. It's as simple as that. If you don't adapt, you will be left behind. You will remain unprofitable. Let's reduce opacity here. Now we just have to wait for market open. Reminder, the quality of your answers is dependent on the quality of your questions. You can ask any trader how to grow tomatoes. Maybe he will know how to grow tomatoes. Guess what? It's not going to help you over the long term unless you're trying to grow tomatoes. But this to say, you can ask whatever you want to someone. If it's the wrong question, it's just not going to help you. So once again, you need to focus on the right things. Because if you're asking questions about the wrong things, then guess what? The answers might be right, but they're about the wrong things. So now on FX, I would just wait for the market to confirm that it's moving bullish. And once it confirms, that's when you start executing on the longs. And if it moves bearish, then perfect. You don't trade until it confirms that it's bullish because EU is moving higher. When? I don't know. I don't need to know. So you just wait. Stop trying to predict where the market is going to go before it goes there. This mainly counter trend, obviously. So 5 minutes before market open, you can start already seeing some more volatility coming in. So I think before the session I have to go pee. Give me a second. Be right back. 1 minute. We're back. We're back. We're back. So still same bias. Mm-mm. So we're opening in 1 minute. Market is opening in 1 minute. Again, bias still the exact same. Quick move lower. That would be beautiful. Then the move higher. That would be great. But I don't know how. Okay, market open right now. Oh my god. Just moving to all-time high. And everyone now is like, I want too long now. Oh my god. I can't believe probably the number of people that are now. No, let me go in. The whole let me in meme. That would apply perfectly here. Let me in. Let me in. And it's like, no, no, I'm in drawdown. Like, no joke. I know that there's some of you that entered all the way up here. Someone here has entered all the way up there. I can keep this. I don't care. So first target has been reached. I keep this, whatever. Now we can manipulate all the way down. I don't care. Now I wait for the market to move bullish, and then I execute. It's simple. Ah. This is why market opens are not reliable. Like it's so funny. It's like when the market just moves higher at market open, people are like, "Oh, I should have entered before the market open." And then they entered before market open, then this happened, and they're like, "No, I should not have entered before market open." Just pick your poison, man. It's like it's so wild. And after all, you're my wonderwall. Now I'm just keeping this here for ego. Because so likely it's just going to move to all-time high now. And after all. Damn, I have to listen to that song once I leave the stream. Gotta be the one that saves me. Where is this? Now I feel, learn. What is there that I don't know? Nothing. Calm down. There's nothing there. Well, there is, but there's nothing of interest, to be fair. I was just checking because on my Tradin, I can see the volume that has been traded on NQ. 76,000 contracts. And on ES, 150,000 contracts. Literally double. So you have the move down. Like if you go to the 15-minute, you'll see a market maker model forming. Like 15 seconds, sorry. Like all market, like the market moves so beautifully once you master market maker models. It's insane. And after all, you're my wonder. We can still come all the way down here. But we have 8 minutes in this candle. Like this is already okay to react off of here. But I still think we go lower towards the extreme. There you go. Whoops. Boom. Extreme has been hit. Let's see. Do we continue lower? What would be the next target? Now I just want to see bullishness. Like if we continue showing bearishness from here, there won't be much for myself, no, for now. You're my wonder. See, this is why you don't try to call the low. This is why. You've just been now and drew it down 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 and drew it down. Same thing here. Just stop trying to call the low. Like, who knows where this low is? Who knows? It doesn't matter. Anyone that shows you that they bottom tick the market, they are not showing you all the losses that they've taken trying to bottom tick the market. And I absolutely love it when I see traders saying, "Yeah, I fucking bottom tick the market." And I'm like, I know you're unprofitable. Like I know. Still, there's still 7 minutes to show us bullishness here. That would be interesting. And if we don't, then I'm going to be waiting for a 5-minute reversal. Because the 15-minute is just going to look so bearish. But this should be pretty much close to the low. We have the extremes. This should be pretty much close to the low. Let me upload some screenshots. I said we're at a huge high value area. I'd like to see bullishness from here. Now, does that mean I'm trading? No, it means I'm waiting for bullishness. That's it. If it moves bearish, then hey, it is what it is. And if it doesn't move bullish pretty soon, I'm likely not having a trade until 10 a.m. because then we have news. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's a market maker model. Now, what's the problem? I mentioned this multiple times. What's the problem with market maker models? You're trying to forecast where the low is. Just wait for it to show you. And then you enter. Instead of always trying to front run it. You don't need to know where the low is. You wait for the market to show you where it is, and then you trade in line with it. No, I wouldn't really like trading news without it being a gamble mainly is about being able to enter with large stops. So you're not really trading news, you're trading macro. So like macro or just fundamentally. So it's not something I do. It's not something that I'm interested in doing. So but it can be done not with but the thing is you can't trade oh CPI is going to be this so I'm going to enter with a 10 pip stop. No, you are not going to be profitable. I can already tell you that. So and after all you're my wonder wall. Let's see what this does. Now we're just watching for bullishness. This should be your last strong bearish reaction. Like market comes up here, reacts bearish, confirms bullish, and then this is where you start executing. Once this gets tapped and this gives you the reaction, and then this gets flipped, this is where you start executing. Like that's highest probability entry today, for sure. So 15-minute candle is closing now in 40 seconds. That's beautiful, see? So boom, we tap this. Now next 15-minute candle opens, reacts bearish, then moves bullish. There you go. So 15-minute. Yep. Mm. That's a 25 handle stop. That is a very small stop. God damn. Market really isn't moving much, is it? This can be a big trade if it moves. Like you get a 1 to 4 if the market really moves, which is possible. I wouldn't be shocked for this. But again, all the forecast has been done. And yeah, like as we said, move lower. Once we confirm, this is the highest probability you'll have today. And then just target all-time highs, target above the all-time highs. And that's it. You have a beautiful trade right there. I can't I can't play the song, unfortunately. But yeah, I have to go definitely eat something. But yeah, with that being said, hope you all enjoyed. Those were 2 hours. So hope you all enjoyed. Hope you took some value from this. And I will see you all on Monday, possibly. Maybe I'll catch you 2 days in a row. So see you, everyone. Peace.